Hello everybody. In this video I will be unboxing and giving you an overview of the Blackvue DR750S 2-channel dash camera, as well as the PowerMagic Pro for hardwiring into your car and making sure that your battery doesn't get discharged. So let me go over some of the specs and features of this amazing dash cam. So first you have full 1080p 60 frames per second front and full HD 1080p 30 FPS rear. It uses a Sony Starvis CMOS sensor. You have night vision. You have up to 128 gig micro SD support, adaptive format-free file management system, loop recording and intelligent parking modes, impact detection, motion detection, built-in Wi-Fi, GPS, G-sensor, low power consumption, event file protection, Blackvue app supported on Android and iOS, the viewer, which is supported on Windows and Mac, and it's also compatible with a Blackvue over the cloud system for remote live view, emergency alarm, etc. and so forth. So an enhanced description of what some of these features are. Loop recording, basically, and this one comes with a 16 gig card, by the way. So the smaller, with loop recording, as you run out of space on the unit, it will delete the oldest files and then replace it with newer recordings. You can also manually lock out files so that way they won't be deleted. So the intelligent parking mode, of course, meaning that it detects when the car stopped and not moving and determines on its own that you are now parked, and it switches to the parking mode. For the parking mode to work on this unit, it has to be hardwired into your car, or you need to be using the portable battery system and having that plugged in. It basically needs continuous power. So you have the impact and motion detection. So let's say if you're driving and you hit somebody, it's going to automatically lock that image and save it. Or when it's in parking mode, if somebody bumps your car, it's going to start recording, so that way you're going to have a recording of whomever did the impact. Motion detection, you can have one or the other on, or both on. Of course, if you have it in parking mode with motion detection, the unit's going to be up and running a lot more so. It's going to be using a lot more file space in your SD card. It's going to be using more battery power. It's going to drain your battery that much faster. Not a huge issue if you start your car off in. Although if you have the PowerMagic Pro, it's going to shut off the power to the camera before the voltage on your battery gets too low. So event file protection, what that's basically referring to is if there's a specific event that triggers recording, I mean like a G-Shock, or if you go into an accident while driving, the G-sensor on the camera will automatically lock those files, so that way they don't get deleted in its normal deletions from looping the files over. This unit has Wi-Fi. You connect and see the footage of your cam connecting through the Wi-Fi from your smartphone or a laptop with Wi-Fi to it. You can also connect this to a Wi-Fi hotspot and use their cloud sync, so that way you could actually have a live view of the camera over the cloud as you're driving. So let's say if you put a hotspot mode on your phone, for example, and you have this thing connected to the cloud, you can have live events, track your car, a lot of cool things there. Let's remotely upload the video files to the cloud account. Pretty cool stuff. It's also worth noting that this comes in a 1-channel and a 2-channel unit. If you think that you might want a 2-channel unit, you have to get it straightforward. You can't upgrade the single-channel version of this to a 2-channel unit, because there's a plug on the side of the front sensor that allows you to plug in the extra sensor, and the 1-channel unit doesn't include that plug. So if you think you might want 2 channels, you have to get it straight away. And other way, I would strongly recommend getting a 2-channel system for various reasons. And again, of course, the PowerMagic Pro here, battery discharge prevention, configurable cutoff voltage, A cutoff timer, 12 volt to 24 volt compatible, parking mode switch, and here you go on the side. And you have a bunch of dip switches to configure how it's going to be working. Hardware kit for parking mode. Use your Dashcam in parking mode by hardwiring it into your vehicle's electrical system. Compatible with all Dashcam models with a parking mode. So this doesn't work just with the Blackvue camera. You can use this with other cameras. The Parametric Pro will turn off your Dashcam if your battery level drops below the configured voltage threshold. Configurable voltage cutoff and timer settings. 6 hours. 8 timer settings, 6 hours to infinity, 12 volt 24. Compatible parking mode switch. Easily enable disable parking mode without affecting drive recording auto start. Power cutoff settings. The Parametric Pro powers your Dashcam in parking mode until either your car battery's voltage drops to the configured value or the configured time elapses. So let's get to the unboxing portion of this video. And please comment below if you want to see me go through some of the installation steps or illustrate them. Like if you want to see how the hardwire works with the Parametric Pro. To make it simpler, you're going to want to get a couple of fuse taps. I believe you're going to need 2. So here's the box. Nice presentation. Secure. Sucker's a pretty big bad boy here. Let's pull this out of here. Oh, it's actually quite a bit larger than I thought it might be. And I think that there's a motion sensor on the side that can start certain voice prompts or functionality. Here's a lock button, so you see this rotates, so that way you can set the position up that you want. Press this button to set up your rotation. You can pull it out all together. Here's that rear camera plug that I was telling you about. Here's your DCN, Wi-Fi formatting. Your micro SD card goes in there. Here's your little lid for the lens cover. Let's take a look at the rear camera. Pretty tiny. Again, this is a 1080p, 30 frames per second. The front is the 60 FPS, and basically where all the magic happens, because this has all of your Wi-Fi and all the other equipment in it, which is why this needs to be so large. And you'll want to have the camera positioned somewhere in the center of your windscreen. You could also use something called a blend mount, which attaches to your rear view mirror. If you didn't want to go with the adhesive route, so you just pop this out, and then you'd use the blend mount for attaching to your system. So this GPS light, record light, lets you know. You get a lot of audible prompts letting you know what the camera's doing. It's a nice unit. It's going to stay permanently installed. And let's see what else we have in the box here. There's a lens cover to this. Looks like it had popped off. Here's the instruction manual. I'll put a quick view of this on the camera. Gives you some information about it. So that way if you wanted to look at anything, I'm sure you could download the PDF off of their website as well, if you really wanted to read the manual first, but here's a look at it. And here's the accessory pack, which, let's see. Okay. So you could plug your dash cam in directly in your cigarette lighter. Just work it that way. You won't have a parking mode though when using it like that. Or you might, if your cigarette lighter gives you continuous power, but you risk draining your battery. And other accessories. I'm not sure what this is. You know what? I think this is a trim removal tool. This bar here for removing the trim on your dash for insulation in your fuse box. This is your micro SD card here. And I'm not sure what this is for. So, and this is the cable that goes from front to back. You get quite a bit of length from here. And that's it for the dash cam. Now let's have a look at the PowerMagic Pro. It's in the box. The PowerMagic Pro. And here's your manuals. So basically you're going to use adhesive. You're going to stick this under your dash. See, you got this on off. Here are those dip switches where you can configure this as you need to. This will connect to the cigarette lighter plug port. Basically, as we saw, the cigarette lighter adapter that came here, your power cord. So this is going to plug in, and then this is going to hardwire into your fuse box. Here is your ground. This is going to go to a screw somewhere within your car dash. And you have one which is a constant on and one which is ignition on. So you're going to want to use 2 fuse taps. And to connect those fuse taps, you put it in your fuse box, taking out 2 different fuses. One that goes to power that's going to be on all the time, and one that only goes on when the ignition is on. So you put those fuse taps in, and then it goes right into it. It makes the hardwiring process easier. And you got to find a way to neatly tuck in your power. And this goes into the back here, I believe. Yep. To the back of your PowerMagic Pro. So that's going to be plugged in there. These wires go into your fuse box, and your dash cam will plug into the cigarette lighter socket here. And that's about it. Hope you found this video helpful. Stay tuned if you want to see my review on this. Once I have it installed, I will show you how the connection looks into the fuse box. I'll go over how some of the footage looks from the camera. I've seen other people's reviews on it. It does look very good overall. And I look forward to having this on. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.